Singers, oh my God, 39 years. I cried. I got a special story about Michael B. Jordan at the end of this. You guys stick around.
Hey, twin, that's my twin. That's my twin. That's my twin.
We just found out we were twins. Isn't that cool?
And I'm your twin brother.
We call this here a little twin.
Twin, stopping off a jet ski.
Welcome back to the Tytwinz Twinnin Ain't Easy podcast with your friends, the twins, Tyari and Tyari Milton. Right now, Tyari is not with me at the moment, but I had to do this because I did a video already. I did one, but I got to do another one. My boy, Michael B. Jordan, he did an excellent job playing dual roles. And for those of you that don't know, I've been working on getting this podcast created with my brother Tyari, and we're doing a twin podcast where we talk about our life, our journeys, ups and downs, and some of the complexities that come along with being a twin. And I'm coming up with this thing like created for twins, about twins, for twins. That's kind of the vibe I want to give this whole thing. But seeing this movie or hearing about it before it came out, I said, Tyari, I said, bro, there's a movie coming out, and Michael B. Jordan is playing twins now. The twist is there's some vampires and some other stuff going on that it looks like in the movie, but ideally, after 39 years of my life, I seen Mary Kate and Ashley, okay, Tia Tamara, The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, okay, we got it. Where are my black twins at? My male black twins, where are they at? I haven't seen them. I've been looking here, and I like to watch movies. I've been looking here, and I've been looking there. Where are they? I don't know. So let's just keep it 100. I'm going to break this down from a twin perspective, if you will. So I'm not going to do the whole movie and all this stuff. I might not even talk about certain parts. I want to focus on the twin aspect that really was touching to me. So Elijah and Elias are the brothers. So Smoke and Stack are what they're called the Smokestack twins. They go and pick up their cousin Sammy. They went to the war and got drafted, came back, and then they did some work for Al Capone in Chicago. And then they came back, and they're back down south in Mississippi, 1932-ish. And their cousin Sammy is super, super dope. He's a church kid, musically inclined. And what I love about the brothers, the first thing I noticed about the twin aspect for me was how quickly I call my brother on the phone daily. We talk almost every day. And it's like, all right, bro, I love you. I love you too. Every day, like clockwork. And I noticed with the brothers, they embrace each other at a casual departing. So they got to say, look, he said, they're already going back and forth. Hey, man, we can't open up this club tonight. The other one's like, look, we're going to have to split up. All right, we got to split up. So they split up, and it's like, I love you. I love you. I love that because I'm like that with my brother. Very casual, very quick. The problem is, if you noticed, between Mary and Annie, every time the brothers were in that space with their significant others or the woman that they loved, they had a very difficult time pulling that out to tell them that they loved them. But they were able to do it so effortlessly and easy, with each other. But when they were with the women, they struggled to get that out. I also, really quick, before I carry on over, I want to also talk about the two women that they were with. Now, we're talking about Mary, who is Stack's love interest in the movie, and Annie, who is Smoke's love interest in the movie. Smoke and Annie had a child that passed away, a baby. And they have this very protective, very relaxed kind of vibe where Mary is more attracted to Stack's dark side. She's very feisty. You know what I mean? She told Sammy, you need to get the F up out my way. She was not invited, for those of you that, if you follow, they did not invite her, but she's so intrigued by Stack, like she pops up and Stack is like, look, I ain't trying to have nothing to do with you, girl, but he does love her, but she shows up anyway. Like she wasn't really invited, but she popped up. So I wanted to kind of talk about twins and how, even though they're identical, and this is real in real life, the women that they love are completely different. They couldn't be more different, to be quite honest. And that's something that we deal with twins. Like, I remember when I was in high school, my wife at the time, she was my girlfriend. But my brother ended up dating a girl. He was single for a minute, but he ended up getting a girlfriend in school. And my wife was not with it because she got to kind of feel what it felt like being in our world for a minute. And what happens, there's comparison every single time immediately. So she didn't like the fact that my brother got a girlfriend and she's my girlfriend. There's instant comparison off top. She did not like that at all. I love how the brothers work together. So if you're a twin or you have a multiple, I'm telling you right now, this movie is it. For me and my brother working together to get this podcast done, it has been tedious to say the least. But sometimes you have to split up. And I think when two minds get together to work, especially as twins, there's a contrast. You may have a twin, like I said in my intro, you got a twin he's a mouthpiece. I need you to do this, this, and this, and this. And then you have one twin who's like, he's more relaxed, he's more chill, he's a little bit more analytical. So there's always this contrast between twins that I notice, even with me and my brother. I'm the mouthpiece. I talk, and my brother will tell you. He got upset with me when we did our first pilot episode, and we kind of got into it. He's like, bro, you talk too much. I was like, dude, you ain't talking at all. So we kind of got into it. But, the working together, for me, in the movie, the brothers are putting something together for the community. Whether back in that time there was segregation, they didn't have any black clubs that were popping like that, or maybe there were some juke joints that were possibly white only or whatever, and they didn't intermingle. We're gonna go, coming back from the war, coming back from doing what we do, to create a space for our people, that they can enjoy. And not only that, we can make money while we're doing it. So in that regard, I kind of feel like that ties into me and my brother creating this podcast, because it's not easy to put your life and put your likeness out for public consumption, for people to just pick at you and say things about you, or to put yourself in a vulnerable place. So I feel like the brothers did that in the movie. They went to war. They were out there doing grimy, God knows what, for Al Capone, doing gangster stuff, probably doing more killing or whatever. So it's like, in that same respect, we're putting ourselves in a vulnerable space to share our twin story. Whether you make fun of it, whether you clown, whether this or that, we're here to help people. So what their ultimate goal was to put together a space for the people in their community to be able to call their own. And that's what we're doing here. But we're doing it in social media groups, creating a community for twins and multiples, so they have a place to speak with, they have a place to share their stories and learn and grow. I think it will resonate a lot with a lot of people once they start watching our content and seeing the things that we bring up as twins and some of the things that we've experienced. I also want to talk about how when the brothers did set up, they got everything set up, they had a little conflict. Anytime you put something together with your sibling, you're going to have a little conflict. So, I think it was Stack was like, one of the guys was trying to pay in wood coins they had at the time. And he's like, look, Smoke is like, look, man, we ain't here trying to get paid. Like, I'm not in here trying to catch, food stamps and no wood coins. We're trying to get money. And even though they had a conflict, I loved how the brothers kept reconnecting. Like, during all of this going on, there was so much going on in Club Juke. They ended up having like these times where they would reconnect and kind of, when Sammy started playing, Stack and Smoke kind of looked over, and Stack is going, he's going up with his energies high, and Smoke is just more like chill, like, okay, cool, like he's more relaxed about everything. But they were like always kind of checking on each other. I love that twin relationship, because that's very telling of how, even putting this together with my brother, we're running into conflicts. And, sometimes you're so much alike, you do butt heads, but that's a part of the deal. The other thing is, this is wild too to me. Now, we're close, but we ain't this close. Now, Mary goes out, she comes back in, she's dealing with Stack, okay? They decide to go off to the cut and do what they gonna do, okay? Smoke's having an issue in the back. He's like, look, I need you to go get Stack, and I don't care what he's doing, whatever, go get him. And Sammy come back, look, man, he in there getting busy. Him and Mary's in there. I ain't messing with him. And I guess when you're twins, there's a comfortability. There's a comfort, I guess, or a closeness that you have with your twin. But for me, I'm like, okay, we're close, but we ain't that close. me and my brother are comfortable with each other. But I don't know if we're that comfortable. If he's with the girl, look, bro, do what you do, I'll holler at you. You know, but Smoke is like, I don't give a damn what he's doing. Like, I probably would have had a little bit more, you know, like, I'm gonna let him do his thing. So Smoke goes in, he sees immediately what's happening to his brother on the ground, bleeding. He sees Mary, he wastes no time. And he's like, pop, 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 pop. Before he even knew that Mary was a vampire, he thinks she a regular person. But he sees his brother, and it's this immediate protectiveness that you have over your twin, where it's like, if they're hurt, I'm hurt. I'm not wasting no time. All I need to see is, oh, he's hurt, you're done. Bop, bop, bop. Not knowing that she's a vampire, that struck me because he did not blink before he took her out. Obviously, she's a vampire. She gets up and jumps and runs out of there. Oh, really, God, this is where my wife and I watched the first time. She had to put her hand on my leg. I was trembling. I started crying and shit. I couldn't get myself together because it was such a profound and like selfless thing that Smoke said about his brother. As his brother's dying, he goes down. He's kind of like trembling or whatever. He's like, I love you. He tells his brother as he's bleeding out, he tells his brother, I love you. And he's holding him. And that got me. But his brother dies. Everyone's looking like, oh my God, I can't believe he just died, you know? Smoke is, out of all the things he could think to say or feel, he's like, he was the best thing about me. He was the best part about me. He was the best part about me. That's the most selfless thing I've ever heard a twin or sibling say, especially a twin, but just to put it in context, that's how strong the twin bond is. There's other things we'll get into, but when he said that, and Annie's coming to realize, like, hold up, if those are vampires, then we gonna have to move the body. He's like, you ain't touching my brother. He's staying right here with me. He's staying right here with us. You like, that's the kind of, like, death is not enough. Death is not going to do it. So the connection is like, even though he's gone, it's like, look, he's staying right here with me. I couldn't hold it. Me and my brother might have been bickering over the movie or bickering over this podcast. We may have been bickering the last few days over this podcast, but I could not hold it. I started crying. You could call me this or that. This dude lost his brother, and the feelings were real. Like, I could feel it. Like, I would be on that same type of time. And immediately after, he has survivor's remorse. He's like, you know, Sammy's like, I could have stopped it. I could have stopped it. I could have stopped him. I thought they was doing what they was doing. You know, Smoke was feeling like that too. Like, you know, he wished he was there to protect his brother, but that was a big deal for me too. And I love how they kind of tied it in. If you really pay attention, Stack is now a vampire. He's trying to kill Smoke and the rest of the people or whatever, but then Smoke at the end, they start having a battle with just the two of them. Obviously, me and my brother, we about the same size. My brother's probably stronger. He's been going to the gym. I'm taking a little break right now. But when I'm in the gym, we're usually close to the same strength. But my brother's still, you know, we're about the same base. I'll say how Carlton says on Fresh Prince, over a good base. I feel like the connection between them was so strong that even as a vampire, as you get to the end of the movie, you realize even as a vampire, Stack cannot kill his brother. That's still his brother, vampire or not. He's like, we're twins. I can't kill you. And Smoke is on the same type of time. And it's like, bro, you just kill people downstairs. Like, you're my brother. But even though you're a vampire, I cannot kill you. So they both have that battle of like showing that no matter what happens or whatever is coming over them, externally, that internal, that twin connection, look, bro, I'm not about to kill you, bro. I'm not about to kill my own brother. You know what I'm saying? And even as a vampire, you're not supposed to, you know, analyze shit and make, you're not supposed to be able to analyze stuff and say, oh, well, you know, I want your blood. I want blood, fool. I'm not concerned about who it is, but for me to be like, oh, that's my brother, nah, I'm gonna let him slide. Like, that's deep. Like, anyway, into the movie, Smoke goes and kind of takes revenge on the Klansmen that came back to the Juke the next morning. Whatever happened, like, his whole world is shook because his brother's gone. Annie's gone, right? But I'll focus more on his brother. It's a revenge type of thing now because it's like, hold up, bro. You sold me this place. that you said was cool, we're finding out it's a slaughterhouse and y'all plan to come back and kill us anyway and start problems, oh, it's a wrap. I feel like even after death, there's like this unspoken connection between the twins where it's like, there's revenge, man. You're gonna get it. You hurt my brother, it don't matter. Like, everything that you love, everything that you got going on, I'm taking everybody out. And I really appreciated how the revenge was taken, like, I'm not petty in a way, but like, it was deep. Like, whatever you did to like hurt my brother, harm my brother, like, I'm going in on this. Like, we're gonna go in. So I kind of like how he did. I like how we did at the end. And a lot of people, a spoiler alert again, a lot of people are saying that Stack was in the barn and that Smoke was protecting Stack at the end by shooting up all those Klansmen, because they were trying to get in the barn, if you guys recall. They were trying to get back in that barn. But a lot of people are like, okay, Mary ran off. But I believe Mary was probably came back and was in there. Because, I mean, even if she's in the forest, yes, there's shade, but the sun's still out. So I'm thinking Mary was probably in the barn with Stack. That's my understanding. And when Smoke started shooting up the Klansmen the next morning when they came, I feel like that was for revenge, but also he was protecting his brother. First time I saw the movie, I was not paying attention to see what Smoke was doing. After he shot up everybody, he's sitting there trying to roll a cigarette. And you know what I thought about? I said, this dude can't roll a damn cigarette. If y'all didn't get that, he was so used to the beginning of the movie, you could see his brother handed him the cigarette. Stack was the one that was rolling the cigarettes, handing him his brother the cigarette and lighting his brother's cigarette. For me, it goes to show this. There's a dependency that twins have. And it's crazy that something so small after his brother died, he was not able to do because he was so dependent on his brother always doing it. So he was trying to roll a cigarette at the end, so he couldn't do it. So he asked the Klansman, the last guy that sold him the property right before he takes him out, he's like, you got a cigarette? You know, he wants a cigarette, but he's so used to his brother giving him a cigarette, he can't even roll the damn cigarette. So most of us are like, you can't roll a cigarette, but that's what it's like having a twin sometimes. When you have a twin, like my brother, he cuts my hair all the time. When you get into a conflict, I'm walking around here looking busted for a little while. And reason being, if I go to the barber, they're going to line me back up. If you can't see already, I already got, you know what I'm saying? I already got this right here. So I can't be going to the barber, and then it's how my hair, I can't be going to the barber and having the barber lining me up, giving me extra, you know what I'm saying? I got a good size forehead on it. I can't have them going back and putting their own little designs and shit on me. I can't have that. My brother gets mad every time. And sometimes he's busy or he's out of town and we didn't plan our haircut schedule right. And I need a haircut. So I'm like, I need to look fresh for wherever I'm going. I got to go to the barber. And my brother gets so pissed. Overall, the movie Sinners is dope. Everybody's been talking about it. Me and Tyari, we're going to watch the movie and review it, but he's been very busy lately with his schedule, hasn't had time to watch it, so I just wanted to do this video. Oh, I almost forgot my Michael B. Jordan story. So we used to play basketball a lot, still do, but we were playing in Beverly Hills men's basketball league at Beverly Hills High School back in 2014, 2015. And I mentioned how we get to the game, we see Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan was super cool, but we played against him. I'm thinking he's there to watch. He actually plays basketball. So me and my brother Tyari got to play him. If you watched the last video, you kind of got to know what was going on, but I didn't give a lot of detail. Now I'm going to give you guys a little detail now. I like to tell you guys that I was starstruck and I had to guard Michael B. Jordan. So I'm guarding him and I'm feeling like, you know what? All right, Michael, you can get that layup. You can get that shot. You get that shot up. You can do this. I won't steal the ball type stuff. My brother, he was like, fuck that. Tyari doesn't play games. He plays for keeps. He's over here blocking. He's blocking him, stealing the ball and doing all this shit. I'm like, dude, there's nothing I could do about this dude. Tyari's going to play for keeps. You know, he plays ball for real. He don't give a damn who you are. You could be the president. You could be the pope. You could be wherever you want. Ari's going to play hard every time. We actually beat Michael B. Jordan in basketball now. Obviously, it wasn't on a 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 or anything. We were playing 5-on-5. I want to say we won by like maybe 7 points. 7 to 10 points. I can't recall. It was a long time ago. I do remember we won. And I did mention there was another famous person that came in there. So a lot of people, if you know, you know. Hunger Games, Bridge to Terabithia, small guy, very small guy, but he showed love. One of my teammates wanted to take a picture with him, so I went. Like I told you guys, I didn't tell you who it was, but it was Josh Hutcherson. We went and took a picture with him. I gotta find the picture. It's probably way in my cloud or in my Google Drive somewhere. I find it, I will share that with you guys. But I felt like, I don't know. I showed love to Michael B. Jordan, but I didn't want to be like, hey, can I get a picture? And I kind of wish I did, because I just feel I'm the kind of person where I show love like that. My brother, he'll look at me like, bro, why you get all excited? Why you do that? Why you jumping around? Why you do that? So he kind of makes me feel like, let me just shut the front door and just sit here and just act regular and just say, hey, bro, I like your work. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah. So then let's fast forward. I want to say the way Michael B. Jordan plays, if I recall correctly, he may have shot a few threes. However, I distinctly remember him being more of a mid-range guy. Like, he likes mid-range shots and he likes to drive and distribute, pass the ball, like to get other people points. And that's what I remember about Michael B. Jordan. Tyari's friend Nada and Michael B. Jordan share the same birthday. So this is kind of what set up the other story that I was going to share with you guys. Shout out to Nada. He hooked me up with a lot of fly stuff. So I want to give a shout out to Nada always. I'm always grateful. I always show gratitude to people that show love. So when Tyari went out, it was Nada's birthday. And coincidentally, I guess Michael B. Jordan must have been celebrating his birthday. This is about 2 years after we played basketball with Michael B. Jordan. So they're out in LA at a place called Nightingale's. I believe it was off La Cienega, but it's no longer open now. It's like one of those clubs that was popping. I mean, we're talking about 7-8 years ago. So we played ball about 10 years ago. So maybe even 11. So this is about 9 to 8 years ago that this place was open called Nightingale's in LA off La Cienega. And Tyari goes in the club. He's in there hanging out with his homie. And he goes up to see Michael B. Jordan in a sectioned off area. And one of Michael B. Jordan's homies was like, look, bro, like you can't come up here. But Michael B. Jordan looked and saw Tyari, recognized the both of us, and then ended up coming down and telling my brother, yeah, bro, he's cool. Let him up. So he let him up. So I thought that was really dope. That's pretty much it. But just to see where he's at now as far as his success in film and, you know, all that he's done, absolutely beautiful job with the Sinners movie. Shout out to Ryan Coogler. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. All the cast that was in Sinners. And anybody that you know wants to kind of get a twin perspective. Tytwinz, Twinnin Ain't Easy podcast. Please like and subscribe. I want to thank you all for checking out the video. Thank you for checking out the channel. Stick around. There's a lot more where this came from.
Hey, twin, that's my twin. That's my twin. That's my twin.
We just found out we were twins. Isn't that cool?
And I'm your twin brother.
We call this here a little twin.
Twin, tapping off a jet ski. Yeah.